Hey everybody, it is Melissa O'Grady with Plant-Based Melissa here, and today is our next Mindset Monday. So this is my new weekly video live series here on YouTube and on Facebook where I'm answering a different question and struggle and helping you be in the right mindset to be successful all through the week to help you along your journey. So today we are discussing a question that was asked on my fan page. So earlier last week, I asked, what are you struggling with your whole food plant-based lifestyle? And I had a lot of responses. I started writing them all down. So I had a lot of struggles out there. And today I had picked one from Angie, who had said that she was starting to go whole food plant-based, that she would have weeks where she was eating right on point, doing fantastic, eating whole food plant-based, but then having no results. So she would just give up and then she'd try again and she'd have the same thing happen to her over and over again. So I decided to make that this week's topic because that's important. And I know a lot of people probably struggle and don't quite know what to do different and what they're doing wrong. So I wanted to put this out there and help anyone who is struggling with that. So let's get started with it right away. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is I do not track my calories generally. I don't track ratios. I don't do an 80-10-10 or 80-20. I don't know. I generally don't care. I do tend to know the kind of average of where I should be eating to reach my goals. And everyone should at least know this, especially if you're struggling. So if you're struggling, you don't necessarily have to track ratios because, again, I just don't do it. But you might want to know what your BMR is and what your weight loss calorie needs are based on your activity level. So I'm going to bring up, it's going to slow me down a little bit. I had to do this live and I should have just kept them both up so that I could do this quickly. But we're just kind of, like I said, I roll with it. So let's type in. I had it. And then it went away. Like I said, the joys of life. Here we go. All right. So I'm just going to post a link in the comments. And as soon as it decides, like I said, everything runs really slow when I am live. Okay. So there are, oh, that might even be a different site, but same thing. We're going to run with it. Okay. So there's a BMR calculator now in the comments that I posted. What I recommend you do if you're struggling is to go to that calculator and see what your BMR is. Now, your BMR stands for basal metabolic rate, and that is the number of calories your body needs in a day for internal functions. So if you laid still in bed and you didn't move a single muscle all day long, this is the number of calories your body still needs and burns to digest, to circulate your blood, to create enzymes and hormones, to, for all, for brain function, for everything, all right, in order to survive. So you want all those internal systems functioning at peak. So if you're not eating at least your BMR, this isn't running efficiently. And if your body's not running efficiently, your metabolism crashes, okay? And just think about it. If a car runs out of gas, what happens? It sputters and stalls and it doesn't drive anymore. You need to give your body the proper amount of fuel that it needs to run, to go, to do what you're trying to get it to do. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're not losing weight, in many cases, you're not eating that BMR. You're eating less than that, and your body is suffering because of it. So, most of us, old school way of thinking of, oh, I want to lose weight, I'm going to start a 1,200 calorie diet. Most of us, our BMRs are a lot more than that. Now, I am 5'2". I've actually somehow managed to get about a half an inch taller since going whole food plant based. I used to be 5'1". I'm 5'2". I weigh 123 pounds and I'm 41 years old. And that makes my BMR 1288.75. Okay. So I just say 1288. Okay. So that means if I'm only eating 1,200 calories, I'm not even giving my body enough for internal functions, and I'm not laying still in bed, not moving. I'm moving every single day. So I need more calories than that. So what do? So on these different calculators, there is a site that, a formula that's called the Harris Benedict formula or the Harris Benedict equation. And this just gives a numeric value to your activity level. Are you not active, lightly active, moderately active, or very active? Okay. And I always calculate mine using moderately active because I am. I don't do huge, strenuous hit workouts all day long. I don't go to the gym for hours at a time. I ride my bike, I walk, I hike, I do work out and do an exercise program and lift some weights, but that's a half-hour workout. So there you go. I'm not going crazy. And just doing that based on my activity level, it says to maintain my current weight, I need like 1,994 calories. So almost 2,000 calories that Melissa needs if I wanted to maintain my 123 pounds. There you go. That's a lot of food. And most of us think, heck no, I don't need that much. That's crazy. I only need 1,200. And you're hurting yourself instead of helping yourself. So, what do you do when you know that number and you're saying, but Melissa, I want to lose weight, not maintain? Subtract 500 calories from that total. Okay. So, you're talking just under 1,500 calories for myself. So my goal should be either at the 1,500 or at least more than the 1,288. You always want to eat more than your BMR. So if you think the 1,500 or something like that is still too much food for you, you might want to just do an average and go in the middle and say, I'm going to eat 1,400 calories every day and try that and see if the weight starts finally moving. And if it doesn't, you may need to up it, not lower it. You may need to play around with that exact total. So even though I don't generally track my calories day to day, I've kind of learned that I want each meal to be about 1,500. If I'm adding a snack in my day, I might have a 400 calorie breakfast and I might go ahead and have an apple or a banana later in the day after my bike ride. So something like that. That's how I work it into my day. So calculating your BMR, knowing what those numbers are, tracking for a little while and see if you're near that range is a good way to see if that will help you get the scale moving. So the next thing that I recommend is just upping your activity level. We want to move. Our bodies are made to move. We're not made to be still. And I know in this day and age, we're working and then we're sitting there on our phones so much. We're sitting, on a computer. My business is online. So I tend to do programs, and when I'm creating programs and when I'm creating, working with clients, I'm on my main computer and I don't want to. I want to get up and get moving. So I always make sure I take time to move every single day. I try to bike, I try to walk, I try to go on a hike with the family. We try to go and do everything on top of just my regular workout. We want to be active. And if you're eating on point, you should have plenty of energy in order to be moving. If you're still feeling tired and out of it, you might want to make sure that you're taking a B12. I take one once a week. I don't overdo it. You might want to make sure that you have plenty of D3. You might want to take one a week. Don't overdo it. So I take those usually on Fridays, one of each, and that's it. That's what I do. Now I'm going to grab, because I think I'm lagging a little bit. I'm going to try to grab this link that I saved and X that out. Okay. All right. Hopefully that makes things a little bit better and not so sticky. So the next thing that I recommend, as far as if you're struggling with weight loss and you're eating whole food plant-based, is I think some people get going too much on heavy foods, on calorie dense, heavier foods. And that's going to be too many fats, too many starches and grains, too many, Carla even said, maybe I'm eating too many sweets. My sweets is fruit. I don't really eat muffins and cookies and things like that. I don't even really make whole food plant-based versions of those. So, I try to get in that habit of making the fruit the star as far as something like wanting something sweet. Last night I wanted something sweet and I ate frozen blueberries, and thankfully most of it is gone, but I mean these two finger and thumb were purple last night from holding frozen blueberries. And I hope we're relaunching. We start month usually the second week, the very second Monday of each month is a new start of 3 weeks. And so I believe that's July 8th, somewhere right around there, is our next kickoff. And most people who tend to do the program, stay on the program, lose on average between 5 and 10 pounds during the 3 weeks. So it is a program that actually works and it's helped people. So I wanted to put it there and just put it out there as someone who may be struggling. You have this option for you. It's done for you. The grocery lists are done. The menu planning is done. Everything is done. It's just upping your activity, focusing more on fruits and vegetables and not so much on the heavier foods. And you want low calorie, high nutrient foods to fuel your body and to feel amazing. And that does a great job for you. So that is what I have for you today. We're going to be covering all these different subjects. So if you have a different struggle eating whole food plant-based and you need some help on what you can do to end that struggle, go ahead and post them in the comments. And I'm writing them all down so that they can get covered in a future video. And we're going to keep going with those as well. So thanks for following me. Thanks for being here. Enjoy your week. I hope you have a strong mindset. Stay with it. You can do this. I want you to remember that you can do this. You are strong, and anyone can reach the success that they want to reach as long as you believe you can reach it and you keep going. All right. So have a great week, everyone. And I will see you next Monday with next week's episode.